for 7 years, the Yankees have been a fundamentally flawed team. They don't have this is a take I've been working on. I think the Yankees clubhouse is too close. I think they're too close in there. And when they lose, it's instead of getting on each other and lighting a fire, it's all right, buddy.
All right, it's the rundown, October 31st, 2024. Happy Halloween to everyone at home. Happy end of baseball season to the 29 fan bases that wanted to be over last night. And let's get underway. And it's brought to you by JackPocket. I am a huge fan of JackPocket. You can order lottery tickets right from your phone with JackPocket, America's #1 lottery app. You can order Powerball, Mega Millions, and other official state lottery games right on the app. Best of all, new customers get your first lottery ticket free using our code Barstool. When those numbers go up for the jackpots, it's when everyone goes to the stores. There could be some lines sometimes. Don't got to worry about it. Just sit at home. Even if you're like, oh, I forgot to get the tickets on the way home. Boom, JackPocket has you covered. So download JackPocket now and don't forget to use the code Barstool. JackPocket, America's #1 lottery app and official partner of Barstool Sports. All right, boys, we got a special rundown today. Me, Bob Fox, Rico, and for our first segment here, we have Tommy Smokes. After last night's Yankees lost debacle, I think is the word for it. 5-0 lead. Everything's cruising. The goats of the past seem to be waking up in the Bronx. And then 3 errors, an absolute shit show. Tommy, how was your night last night? I guess we'll just start with.
One of the worst 3.5 hours of my life, I would say. That 5th inning will haunt me forever. Just a complete meltdown, completely pathetic, like all the issues the Yankees had all season long, bad fundamentals, defense, etc., came back to bite him in the end, bite him in the ass, and it's just kind of fitting that that's how they lost. I'm not even that. I don't know. I wasn't even that angry as much as I was just like done. I just like this fucking team, bunch of fucking losers.
That's fair. Bob, you were there as well. Obviously, Mike Francesa was there as well. I mean, let's just
that
call
was
it
awesome. That
was pretty cool.
Yeah. Getting to have an argument with Francesa, feeling like I felt like I was a caller, like I was like Tommy from Long Island, like calling in like that was very cool.
But you have to understand as a fan, you are not participating. You cannot go to take the ball out of the player's glove. I mean, if Betts hauls off and whacks him in the jaw with a punch?
Well, that's another story. It didn't happen.
Well, but if it did, is that okay?
No.
But the point is, Betts would be right. Yeah. I mean, that guy was almost assaulting him.
He was going for the ball. The other French.
What right does he have to the ball?
He's trying to win a World Series, Mike.
He acts like he's part of the team.
He basically
he's going for the ball. He's trying to force a fumble. You know what I said at home? I said to my wife, they should throw his ass out of the stadium. Okay? And if he called my show, I'd hang up on him.
He should get a ring if they win.
A ring! Oh my God, you out of your mind.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I would have preferred to watch a win with them, but yeah, that was cool, but it unfortunately will not be the #1 thing I remember from the evening.
No, I'm not as into baseball as Tommy is. Obviously, I was growing up. Growing up, baseball was like right there with Star Wars and wrestling and Batman for me. Got older, fell out of it. Now I come around for the playoffs, Bobby playoffs. They call me in from the bullpen. But I will say, over the last couple of weeks, I have gotten so into the games, and when you're around people as passionate as Tommy and Hubs and Marty and Ev and Frankie. It does make you get so invested into it that, yeah, it was a bad night, bad morning when I woke up. Didn't feel good this morning. So it was just like shitty, real shitty.
All right. And for the other side of the spectrum, let's go to, I'd say, definitely a top 3 Yankee hater here at Barstool. I think KFC still #1, but Bosco, he grew up, in Staten Island, where I'm sure he had a lot of the gabagool Yanks in his ear growing up during a fucking dynasty, no less. So, Bosco, how was your night last night?
I mean, let me just say before Bosco, you not being a Yankee fan is insane. Like Rico Bosco from Staten Island, not being a fucking Yankee fan is absolutely, that breaks my brain so much.
King of DJs, yeah.
Yeah.
It does break brains. You're right. But yeah, I went against my dad as a Giant fan. He's a Jet fan, but I couldn't do it with the Mets. It means too much with the family. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird because the team is not like hateable. I felt like the '90s teams were way more hateable, and you hate watched. I've said this too. I've hate watched more Yankee playoff games than I have Met playoff games. Like that's just unfair to me. The fact that I've now hate watched way more Yankee playoff games than Met games. But I think the team is like not that hateable. So it's a weird. I'm obviously rooting against them, but I'm not like pounding my fist in the ground like as much as you were when you were like fuck Jeter and Williams and all these guys. I don't know. Like Judge is kind of likable. We want Soto, so like I'm not gonna motherfuck Soto. It was a weird spot. Obviously, I was rooting against them, but the collapse, the way they went down, is actually amazing. It really is. They had 6 outs in that inning. You know you can't do that with the Dodgers. Like we taught you that. You can't get 6 outs in an inning and expect to win.
Well, you hated those old teams because they won every fucking year. These teams don't win. Like that.
Yeah, but Jeter was the. That's you know what? That's part of it too. I think you're
all
right.
of it.
No,
Not all of it. I felt like Jeter being the captain. I hated Jeter so goddamn much.
I actually think those 90s Yankees teams were likable if they played for any other fan base.
Right.
But as a New Yorker, like I grew up, I don't really hate a lot of things in life. I grew up hating Yankees fans because they rubbed my Mets fan face in it. And as I grow up, I have coworkers now who call us sewer rats, as Tommy has. Is it sewer rats, Tommy?
Sewer rats.
Sewer rats. Who as I learned at the One Bite Festival, Tommy's mom is a Mets fan. She had a Mets shirt on, and I'm like, oh my God, Miss Scabelli, he's calling you a sewer rat as well. That's how you know Tommy just sees black and white, pure hate for the Mets fans. I almost respect him more for it. But Rico, you used the perfect word for that 5th inning. It was amazing because it was Mets. It was Mets 101. The Yankees, this was history last night. I got this stat from Opta-Stats. The Yankees are the only MLB team to blow a 5+ run lead, allow 5+ unearned runs, commit 3+ errors, commit catcher's interference, commit a balk, all in the same game, regular season or postseason, since earned runs became an official stat in 1913. That is 8 billion games have been played.
Yeah.
And the Yankees are the first team, which in the playoffs, you die from what is your biggest flaw. And the Yankees, like we saw it during when they were playing the minor league with the AL Central, the base running and the defense was what killed them. That was the terminal cause.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what Tommy puts. Robbie, too, you could say it as well. But Tommy, the blame pie in that 5th inning. How much do you put on Cole? How much do you put on Judge? How much do you put on Volpe? Like, what's the blame pie?
I would put the least on Volpe. I think that his momentum was going to third. He's not turning a double play there. Not a great throw. I think that's the least. I think that's the most excusable one. Aaron Judge, you just have to catch that ball. Like you just have to fucking catch that ball. And it's not. I know he came around a little bit the last 2 days of the plate, but to suck as much as he has in the postseason, and then that's what started it all too. If he makes that catch, 2 outs, nobody on. And then the Cole Rizzo's way more on Cole than Rizzo, but Rizzo does deserve some blame, I think, for not charging it more, not still hustling to the bag. But it's hard to get that mad at Cole because it was one dumb play, but he pitched so fucking well. Like to even get out of that, I mean, he didn't get out. He gave up 5 runs, but like to still get 5 outs after that inning, and like he got let down by his defense, him a little bit as well. But it's hard to me, the blame pie is Aaron Boone. Like I can't get mad at every fucking player. So it's like I'm gonna get mad at the person who, for 7 years, the Yankees have been a fundamentally flawed team. They don't have this is a take I've been working on. I think the Yankees clubhouse is too close. I think they're too close in there. And when they lose, it's instead of getting on each other and lighting a fire, it's all right, buddy. Slap each other on the ass, kiss each other's fucking foreheads. They're too close. There's no accountability in that locker room, and it starts with the manager.
I've asked this question to Yankees fans like every couple years, and I feel like I'm getting more and more yeses. Would you trade in the 2003 Aaron Boone home run, which beat the Red Sox in Game 7 of the ALCS, but ultimately lost the World Series, and then next year they take off the 3-0 lead, but you never have to deal with Aaron Boone again as a manager after, like, would you trade that in?
That's the easiest yes of all time.
Yeah,
I mean,
Thank you.
The Yankees lost the World Series. Like, I don't fucking care about that home run. The Yankees lost the World Series. Red Sox won the World Series the next year. So whatever. Maybe they would have won 1 year earlier. Then maybe the 2004 collapse doesn't. So that is the easy. Any Yankee fan who says no to that is an idiot.
I've always thought that, and I think it just gets more and more like starkly yes. And it's just he's never going to get fired. Cashman's like, who do you want fired more, him or Cashman? If you had to choose one right now,
Boone.
auto fire.
Boone. And I've been more on the Cashman trade. I think Cashman this season is probably one of his better seasons. Like you can't discount getting Soto. Like that was such a huge move. I do think there were flaws in the roster that he just refused to address. But to me, it's more of a Boone thing. And I really, the only blame you could put on Hal is that he's not firing these people. But the end of the day, you got to he puts up a $300 million payroll. Like I know people like to get on him. It's $300 million payroll. Like he wants to win still. I can't get on him too much. It's the worst $300 million that money can fucking buy, but that goes on Cashman instead of Hal.
Ball scale 1 to 5. How confident are you that Juan Soto will be in pinstripes next year?
2.6.
Yeah, I didn't love his answers yesterday. I thought he should have been.
I don't care about those.
All right.
That he's a Scott Boras PR trainee. Like that's what they always say. Cole judges Boras, but people they know what they're gonna say. I do think he's just gonna take the most money. Like there was a part of me that thought maybe if the Yankees offer like $20 million less than another team, but I think he's just gonna take the most money. So I think you just have to offer the most money.
Okay,
that's fair. And this is the other thing. So say, I don't know what his contract's going to be. I keep seeing Yankees fans saying, like, give him $500 million. I think that might get Boris to answer the phone 500. I don't think he's even answering the phone. I think it's 6, at least 6. And then I think you're going to have to beat Cohen, maybe the fucking Dodgers, which is horrifying to think about, considering just how great of a team they were without Ohtani pitching, without Glasnow, Stone. Yeah, and they're just going to reload. Maybe they're going to get Adames. Horrifying just to think about in the National League for God knows how many years. This is my other question with Soto. Since it's like I do feel like the Yankees do have a budget that Hal doesn't want to hit. Would you basically just salary dump Judge, send him Arson Judge to San Francisco for free, and then you can then spend his salary plus Juan Soto's $300 million for a 6+ just for Juan Soto to stay here? Would you basically take Soto or Judge and then like another salary slide if Soto leaves because you can't afford the $6-7 million?
I mean, they're not gonna. I was kind of saying that almost jokingly. They're never. If the Yankees do that, if the Yankees salary dump their captain to sign another player, then this franchise has fallen. Now, if you're telling me who would I rather be a Yankee next year, Soto or Judge, the answer is Soto. But there's no reason it can't be both.
Right.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. The only other thing which kind of goes into Judge, I saw Coley was kind of bragging about this take he had way back in the day on Section 10, the whole New York stuff outside the locker room, and it's like kind of the Judge losery stuff. You guys have to stop playing New York after your losses.
Yes.
I say that as a Mets fan that grew up hating your franchise, but that song, when you heard that song, it was like, I can't believe they did it again.
Yeah,
and now it's just like,
again.
Who's celebrating on their field this time? That's what it means now. It's crazy.
I can't believe they play. It's one thing if you play it after a regular season loss. I still liked when they played the Liza Minnelli version. I know she complained. Yeah. That's one thing. But there's no fucking rule that you have to play a song after.
No, none. Absolutely
the fact
none.
That they played that while the Dodgers were on their turf celebrating. Whoever hit play should be fucking executed.
Yes. We say it all the time. There's got to be a common sense department, and that common sense department would say, "Don't play that."
Horrible.
The same thing when you throw. I don't care what the deal is with Party City. When the Knicks were down 3-0, I think was it the Knicks
against the Heat? Yeah.
Yeah, and we had the fucking the confetti come down. I don't care what that deal was. Give the money back. You look like an idiot. You can't do it.
Yeah.
It was their first playoff win in 10, 20 years, and they put the confetti, and it's like, all right, 3-1, and LeBron's just going to kill us in Miami now. Sweet.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what it was. So, like, you look like an idiot. You can't do that. Like, it's got to be a common sense department.
That's a franchise thing. And trust me, Mets fans, we know rotten franchise from the inside out very well. It does feel like all this stuff we're hitting from the they're going to spend enough to the little things like New York. It just, and not firing people that should be held accountable. It just feels like it's franchise thing, which I guess it's like you're kind of stuck with Hal now, right? I don't know if Hank had stayed alive and was more in control. Do you think there would have been more accountability at some point for these guys? Because he seemed like he had the George, I don't give a fuck,
Yeah, maybe. He seemed way more like George than Hal. But I don't know. He was never like Hal was always the guy. So I mean, maybe his brother would have gotten his ear more, but like I said, Hal. He's not the pro. Like I don't know. If you're complaining about an owner spending $300 million, like we got other issues.
So blame pie for Yankees in general. It's Boone takes the chunk of it, then Cashman, then Hal.
Yes, that's how I would rank it.
That's fair. Last question for me, at least. Aaron Judge pinstripe status.
None. He has no
0.
pinstripe.
He's white jersey.
Okay.
I mean,
and it's like, listen, Aaron Judge is the greatest regular season hitter I've ever seen, like ever. And the fact that, rooting for him when he hits 62 home runs, 58 home runs, it's unreal. The next year, if he hits 88 home runs, it's gonna feel hollow. Like it's gonna feel until it's A-Rod where like until he gets that monkey off his back and carries them to, or doesn't even have to carry him, but just plays decently enough and they win a World Series. His legacy is it's a lot of fuel for the haters and they're correct though. Like you can't, I don't know. It No pinstripes. Giancarlo, lifetime immunity. Giancarlo, I will never say another word about Giancarlo Stanton. I don't care if he hits 071 next year and a million double plays 9 games. Never a bad word about Giancarlo Stanton again.
He's
That's
the front
crazy.
runner for Tommy's firstborn's namesake.
I actually think it's a cool name. Giancarlo Enzo Cibelli.
Oh, that's a good name, Tom. It's a good fucking
Good
name.
name.
So I guess they got to just finish the job there. I mean, it's crazy to think about at this point now that there's literal teenagers, high schoolers who are like, am I ever going to see the Yankees win a world championship in my lifetime?
Yeah, well, people are like, oh, Yankee fans are so spoiled, expecting to win the World Series every year. I don't expect to win it every year. I expect to win it one fucking year. They haven't won it it'll be next year, 16 years, once in 24 seasons. Like, I don't think this is, if you said that if Yankee fans were complaining a lot in like 2001 or 2002, I would get that. When it's 15 years of not winning, I think you're allowed to be fucking pissed.
Yeah, I think like Clem, our age, like they had those championships early, but it's been a long time since they've had one. And when you were a little kid, you don't remember them as Yankee fans.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You don't remember them as much when you were a little kid. So like our age, literally, we had it when it was 9 years old, 11 years old, 12 years old, and 13 years old, and that was it. And then that was it. And then you won obviously when you're in 09, but since then it's been losses since. You know what I mean? Like
I was 4 in 86 when the Mets won. I obviously didn't watch. I wouldn't have remembered it even if I did. So that means that, then another 16 years like the Yankees are, that would be meaning I'm 20 years old. Those 20-year-old Yankees fans are in the same shape I'm in as a Mets fan.
Yeah.
I never saw it, and it's like, am I ever going to see it? And at this point, it starts being like, once you have organizational issues and people aren't being held accountable, and now the Yankees were Steinbrenner was the guy, right? Back in the day, he would make the move, pay the price. Now you have a couple Steinbrenners out there. You have Cohen across town. You have the Dodgers doing what they're fucking doing. You might have a couple guys popping up. So it's like, the Yankees aren't going to be the Yankees, not to sound like Francesa. Then what are the Yankees at the end of the day? You said it, Tommy, though, just real quick. Mike on the stream was incredible. Did the Diet Coke get knocked over and that's when the comeback began? Because I thought that might have added up.
It wasn't exactly, but it was pretty close.
wow.
Yeah.
And the tank knocked it over?
No, I thought the tank
Did.
knocked it over. I think it just slipped off the edge.
Yeah.
The ghost knocked it over? Mystique and Aura?
Knocked it over.
Aura Mystique? Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right. So it's going to be an interesting run here. I think teams can start Tuesday. They can, and like that's the first. I mean, as soon as that ball was caught, I was like, Juan Soto. That's all that was on my mind.
Yep.
I'm sure Bosco and
Keep your hands off of him.
all right. Thanks for joining,
All
Tommy.
right.
Best of luck
See you guys.
in the offseason. All right. So that was a blast, Bob. And Bob, do you have any other thoughts on the Yankees there? I mean, obviously with Tommy run with it, but
I mean, the Yankees, sad affair. My favorite tweet from last night was someone screenshotted a picture of Meek Phil, Mr. Borelli, Frank the Tank, and Mike Francesa, and they said dream blunt rotation. And I loved that one.
Yeah. So that was incredible run, incredible stream. That takes a lot out of you, those streams too. I'm sure you're hurting right now.
Oh
So-
my God. Every one you get home at 1 a.m. It's crazy.
And I mean, Bosco's hate, Mets fans are hate watching. Yankees fans are watching with their heart. Plus, you have all the other playoffs. I was very, very much ready for baseball to be over. It's I forgot how stressful of a postseason sport it is. 6 months off is exactly what the doctor had ordered. So we'll see what happens here the rest of the way. Should be fun with all the Soto stuff. Moving along in the rundown. Today's clearly Halloween, even though me and Bob are just dressed like this anyway. This is how we dress on Thursdays. We have the Bill Belichick's girlfriends, past and present, co-winners of Halloween 2024, according to one Jerry Obols Thornton. For those who haven't seen, hopefully we can pop them in the rundown here with our magic. We have Belichick's current girlfriend, 23-year-old, I believe, has him wearing his little giant shirt and those short shorts that he wore in the 80s. And then Belichick's ex-wife or ex-girl, I don't know if they ever got married, ex-girlfriend will say, she's wearing the Kill Bill wife outfit. So the Kill Bill, obviously, kill my 80-something-year-old ex who's dating a fucking 20-year-old. I liked it. I thought they were both well done. I think I actually choose the Kill Bill one. Have some
Kill
fun.
Bill one was great. Yeah, I thought Dave had a great tweet. He's like, the Belichick's reality show would be unbelievable.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
So that's where I'm at with this.
Bob, what was the show you came up with the other day? College Gronk?
Oh, College Gronk.
College Gronk, Belichick reality show. We are cooking on a fucking network right now.
We
boys.
got an entire like Patriots cinematic universe cooking on the rundown here. The bride outfit from Kill Bill was amazing. That like I started saying that to people in the office and it was getting pops. It was like, oh my God, did you see Bill Belichick's ex just dressed as the bride from Kill Bill? And people, everyone I said that to was just like, oh, that's hysterical.
It was incredible. I haven't really seen a lot of good costumes flying around the. I think if you could, I was trying to think of like a good Yankees one where it's like Garrett Cole pointing. There are some like Yankee hate costumes, but it's very quick. I don't know how they could really make that work. Have you guys seen anything
like a zombie grimace, some Mets hate?
Yes, zombie grimace. Like severed head or something like that. That could work as well.
Nothing really stands out. I mean, there's going to be a ton of like Hawk Tuas and stuff like that, but
yeah. Those are going to be tired.
Costume party tomorrow night, New Haven, Pup Punk. Clem will be there. That's going to be exciting. I mean, that's the one slight upside is that we thought we were going to have to focus on performing these songs that we play once every couple months and watching the Yankee game at the exact same time on stage. I guess the one benefit is there's no game 6, so come out to the costume party.
Out of New Haven, Toad's Place, great time, great venue. People have been there before, and everyone said it was awesome. Apparently, a big venue that a lot of bands go to before MSG, right? It's kind of their warm-up spot. Get some, you go take your little food tour, get your pizzas. So check that out. Pup Punk tickets on sale November 1st, 7 p.m. Wifey and I already have the costume babysitter in place. Going to have ourselves a night with our friends out there. Next one, guy who can't have too much fun out with his friends. Jalen Hurts apparently is contractually banned from golfing. So he signed a $255 million deal with the Eagles. And I guess in the contract, like you have with certain athletes and certain things, can't play golf, which is interesting. I mean, I understand basketball. Obviously, Aaron Boone tore his knee up, and that's how A-Rod ended up in the Bronx. So I don't know what the whole golfing thing is. With Kyler Murray, wasn't it something like he had to like prove he was like practicing enough, or I don't know if there was someone with video games, but I remember that was a big thing back in the day. So
Cespedes was playing 36 holes every day and 15 for us.
Smoking butts the whole time. It was incredible. So, Bosco, what's your take on, basically, trading in golf for $250 million?
I would do it. I would, especially when if you break 100, it's a good day. Like if Jalen Hurts is shooting 75 and they're taking away his favorite passion, like Steph Curry, this would never be in Steph Curry's contract because he shoots 75 or he breaks 80. Like he's really good. Jalen Hurts, I got to imagine, is not a good golfer. And I would take the trade for the $250 million. I respect teams putting this in the contract too, by the way. Like these guys are assets. You got to protect it. You got to protect your money. I totally get it.
What do you think?
I think it makes a lot of sense. I also just want to see more contract clauses like this. Like there's the weird ones. I've heard that. I might have said this on the rundown before because we talked about The Walking Dead recently. Norman Reedus, Daryl from The Walking Dead, I'm pretty sure he's like contractually obligated to keep his current haircut. There was the famous Henry Cavill, like couldn't shave his mustache to go back to Justice League, so they had to CGI it out and it looked incredibly bizarre. Like there's a lot of, across obviously sports for insurance reasons, but entertainment as well, clauses where you would never in a million years guess they exist, but I would love a master list of all of them. Like that's the list I want to leak.
Yeah. What was it? Van Halen with the brown M&Ms. That was one. I mean, it's not, it's a different thing, but, and the thing is the story came out that Hurts was golfing with Obama, Saquon, and Eagles owner Jeff Lurie. And it's like kind of fucked up that Jeff Lurie is like, hey man, you're golfing with him and then you can't golf because of him. It's like, wouldn't you turn the other way? Like let your fucking star QB, hit a couple off the tee there. I think we can get away with it, but that's the Eagles. So I don't know. And then last one here. Oh, we have a ranking the characters. So we have the Penguin. We have the penultimate coming up on Sunday, Bob.
Yep.
So penultimate episode coming up on Sunday. Explosive. I would say best show on TV right now. Clearly.
Undoubtedly.
Bosco, are you a Penguin guy right now? Tell me the truth.
I got to watch this Batman. They told me it's going to help if I watch the Batman movie to get into the Penguin, and then I can watch the Penguin show.
You don't have to, but it will help.
Okay.
Like Glennie hasn't seen the Batman movie, loves the Penguin show. The Penguin show can stand on its own. It's just a mob show. Right. You're not into superheroes. If you're not into Batman, you'll still love the Penguin.
All right, I'll get into it. I'll
Yeah.
take your recommendation. I take a lot of things from Robbie. I'll take it.
It's basically a mob show, and then there's you wouldn't even know it's a Batman show. They don't
Got it.
mention the word
Yeah.
Batman once so far in the show. It's the movie's like 2:45 or so. Watch
It's
that at
long,
home,
but good.
but good, and it's like very grounded. And honestly, it's HBO 9 p.m. Sunday night quality. Bosco,
Okay.
you know I don't throw that around lightly. We're talking
right.
Sopranos level.
All
shit.
right, I'm in.
Okay, good. I was saying we could go down the list here, but I don't know if we have.
I don't want to
spoilers.
spoil it. No,
Yes.
I don't want to. I don't think we should spoil it, but it's one of those things where it's like, I think Dave's on it now. I talked to Austin in the office the other day. I was trying to tell Dave the last time I saw him, like, dude, you would love this show. He is all in on it. Everyone in the office is now like Penguin heads, from Trent to Austin to Glennie to Tommy. Everyone's watching it. They actually filmed some of it by our old office, so everyone's into it. I just wanted to make people aware. This is the show to catch up on in the next 2 weeks before the finale, because the finale is going to be friggin' explosive.
Yeah, it's going to be big. So again, if you're watching the Penguin or you want to watch the Penguin, check us out in My Mom's Basement. We recap it every week right after it happens and kind of just go through all the stuff, give some theories, and get wacky with it. After show, I kind of wanted to hear a couple of my boys here, some Halloween takes here. So this was my one question for the panel. I want to hear your favorite Halloween candy. I'm talking, now or when you were kids going trick-or-treating. So what was your number one? Like, this is my, I'm not trading this for anything. Untouchable.
Yep.
What was your least favorite? I can't wait to get rid of this. I might even throw it in the garbage. Forget about trade it. And then what was your kind of like under the radar? I love it, even if it's like kind of mid in a lot of people's minds. So Bosco, I'll go to you first.
All right. Reese's peanut butter cups are the gold standard.
Co-sign.
Gold.
Big
I don't like them. I don't like them.
That's right. I forgot Robbie doesn't like it. I think it's the only person I've ever met who doesn't like Reese's. Robbie either has the same exact takes as me in food or the complete opposite, aka trash takes of all time.
Smarties, I think, are trash.
Ooh, okay. See, I told you, Bosco. This guy's crazy.
Smarties are trash.
I love Smarties.
They're basically like chalk pellets. They look like things you drop in a pool. They're like chalk pellets. They're garbage.
Give me 10 billion of them.
And then what was the last one? Oh, this one's gonna sound super mid, but I love bottle caps. I love bottle
So do I. I mean,
That's one of my. It's probably my favorite
Smarties
candy.
are chalk, and then you say you like bottle caps. Bottle
Caps have a
double
soda
the chalk
flavor.
then.
They have a soda flavor. The other ones are chalk. Bottle caps are soda flavored.
That is a little inconsistent there. It's like that's just a
It
different
is.
kind of chlorine you're putting in the pool. It's bromine or something like that. I like how you call it. So Bob, what's your list on there since you're fucking the upside down?
My top is a Kit Kat. I love a friggin' Kit Kat. But I would also love like a Halloween, maybe a ghost-shaped Twix. Everyone knows when you change the ratio of the Twix, an egg, a ghost, whatever, it may be a Santa, it gets better. My under-the-radar candy, or my worst candy, I would say Butterfinger. A lot of other things I
Butterfingers
don't
are
like.
elite, but they get stuck in your teeth. You know what they got to bring back? Butterfinger BBs.
BBs, yep.
I don't
BBs
like
were
anything peanut butter like that. I also I don't really like anything cinnamon. So when you would get like the red hot or whatever, the hot tamales, hated all that shit. My under the radar candy, I don't even know if this is under the radar, but when I say it's one of my favorite candy bars, people look at me like I have 10 heads. The Milky Way Midnight. Like Milky Way I could take or leave, they're fine. Milky Way Midnight I think is elite.
That's right. I think we had a big discussion in My Mom's Basement about I'm not a dark chocolate guy. So I think we went to war on that. It was after I found out you hated Reese's peanut butter cups, which are my number one by far. It's the king. It's a tier on itself. And then I think we could all agree Snickers, Kit Kat,
Take
there's
fives.
100
Five is
grand,
good.
incredible. My least favorite, Whoppers. Hate Whoppers and all, malt balls and all that.
They're
kind
all
of
right. Yeah, I can only go for them once in a millennia.
And then my like mid, this is what it got in my head, and I was thinking like I can't wait till my kids get their candy because I just love eating all their candy. They eat like 5 pieces the entire year. They forget about it, which isn't good for me, unfortunately. I'm a big Tootsie Roll guy, and I like the bigger Tootsie Roll. I like the little ones, but I like getting that big one. You're having a little bit of a meal on your hands, and then I also appreciate the flavored ones. If you guys had the flavored where it's like cherry, vanilla. Great. I'm always happy when I see that. It may not be like a star player, but it's a great role player, even like a fifth man. I'm a huge fan of those. So
those are dangerous. Those are you eat one and you eat a whole bag.
Binge worthy. Yes. 100%. Yeah. Those are dangerous. So happy Halloween, everyone out there. Again, Pup Punk. tomorrow night, November 1st, Toad's Place, New Haven.
We're dressing up. Huge cash prize for the best costume, by the way. Like, I think we're allowed to say like $1,000 for like the best costume.
Ooh. I might have to step up mine to another level. Like, let's go like next to
So
the next
dress
level.
up. Yeah, yeah. We're all gonna be dressing up on stage. Clem's dressing up. It's gonna be a fun party.
Enjoy
All
it.
right. So we'll see you guys next week on the rundown. Hopefully we're announcing Juan Soto in a week or so. No offense, Bob.